once Black Americans get to know a South African person or any African person and we speak, they realize that we have more in common than more not common, you know?
Yeah.
We do have love for each other. But sometimes you know how you fight with your brother as a sibling? It's not because you don't like them. It's not because you don't like them.
Yeah.
You know? It's always easier to fight someone who's like you
Yes.
than fight someone who's not like you.
Right.
But that doesn't necessarily mean we hate each other.
Yeah.
There's just too much love. We need to give each other a chance and an opportunity to love each other and embrace.
Right.
And then you'll be surprised how we love each other. I've got a lot of American friends, both black and white.
Yeah.
And I tell them all the time, people come, I will host you, I'll show you around, you'll make your own decision.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, South Africa is a place where you want, or just Africa is a place where you want, or the world for that matter. You can live anywhere.
That's facts.
Yeah, that's facts.
So I love it. That was really, really good. All right, so
My name is Nompumelelo Simelane. Born in Soweto, born and bred in Soweto, Parapana. Okay, I was born in Soweto. Yeah. I was born in 1974. My older brother was Musa Simelane, born in 1972. Very smart young man, but very ambitious. Like I was saying to you earlier, that my brother taught me how to write letters to request for sponsorship, to get money to study, you know? He was like, no, if our parents cannot afford, we should be able to get our money. We should be able to get money somewhere else. So he took me to the banks, to different places and said, let's apply for money and ask them to give us money. And they eventually gave me money when I was studying in the location in Fostoras. And I was able to study in town. I studied in town and I was playing tennis. I did think that a lot of people thought they can't be done if you're not from a rich family, because my family was just a middle class to poor. But my ambitions just made me realize that the only thing that can take me out of this is just education. I just wanted to study. And I first wanted to be a doctor, but I didn't do well with my first year, and then I ended up doing political science and international relations as my majors at Wits University. And I actually think that was the best thing, because it put me in a space where I can be more international instead of just being South African. Because South Africa keeps you so much in a box, or any country can make you feel like you're done, but you're not. So I just always had that curiosity of wanting to know more than what is where I am. And that's why I studied political science and IR. And my dream, because I grew up not feeling right speaking Afrikaans, you know, we're forced to study Afrikaans, and I studied it, but I don't talk it. I can hear everything, but I don't speak it.
But you can't.
I don't like to speak it.
Got you. Wow.
Because it's the language that actually was trying to make us small, keep us in a small space.
Yeah.
I always say that they were teaching us how to sew, how to cook.
Yes.
But guess what? It made us better people, because we can be domesticated and still be at work. We can do all. And they deprived their people, young South African or white people, they did not get that type of learning. So they actually lack in that area.
Yes.
So they always have to rely on labors, but we don't. I don't.
Okay.
I can do it all. I can go to work and I can also clean my house and cook and fend for my kids. So somehow, some of the things that they were thinking they were making us, it was something to keep us small. It made us bigger.
Yeah.
And also just knowing more than one language. I mean, I know more than 6 languages of South Africa.
Yes.
Yeah, I can speak to almost everyone in South Africa.
Yeah.
Sometimes I might not respond in your language, but I hear everything you say.
Hear everything.
That's why when you go on TV, watch something on TV that is South African, you can hear everything.
Yeah.
You don't have to. I don't have to read the subtitles as a South African. Yeah, and then from there, what I was saying about Kanyezi, she applied for offering and she went. Then she said I must come, and I went. Because I felt like, why shouldn't I? Let me go and check out what's happening here. And when I went to the States, I didn't work as I wanted to be. I just had to fend for myself.
Yes.
I worked as a caregiver there.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. I worked for an Indian family and I liked it. I was happy.
Yeah.
And guess what? I was making more money than I was making here in South Africa.
Wow.
As a caregiver.
That's crazy.
That's really crazy.
That's
why the dollar really
stretches.
It really stretches. It really does. So I'm grateful for that. But I'm also grateful to have started to have worked for the United Nations, because then it opened my mind to allowing different cultures and just embracing different people.
Yeah.
And just having that curiosity or space to allow people to just express themselves and accept them as they are. And they can also learn something from me.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So that's the story of my life. But I have 3 children. Kanyezi is my firstborn. And then Fulo and Wonga. And I was married for like 12 years, sorry. Then after my divorce, I stayed single for quite a while until I got married again in America.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, now I've got 5 grandkids.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
And I've
beautiful.
retired early. I work my hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
You worked your hours.
I work
feel
my
you.
hours now.
Yeah.
When you see me in my profile picture and you see how formal I am, it's not because I'm going for an interview. It's because I need to be in something big.
Yeah.
And you're going to see it when it comes.
Can't
It's an
wait.
international organization that is helping women
Yes.
to grow
Yes.
their businesses
Yes.
and be able to trade internationally.
I love
So
that.
right now we are opening doors to trade in Africa.
Yeah.
And then we're going to move out of Africa to
International.
everywhere. Yes.
I love that, and I love that you think from a global perspective. And so you being exposed to America and here, a lot of people have a perception of South Africa. You know, they'll say it's dangerous, this and that.
Yeah.
But then people will say the same thing about the West.
Yeah.
But they think it's a dream, right? What is your feeling about more Black Americans coming here and like seeing, you
Yeah.
know, what life in South Africa is like?
You know what? Any world is not for the faint-hearted. It's dangerous to be alive anyways.
Yeah.
But I want to encourage anyone who's brave enough to get out of their comfort zone.
Yes.
Because it's about comfort.
Yes.
I left my comfort in South Africa and I went to the US. It was comfort.
Yeah.
But the only thing I didn't have was a job. I went to America. Do you understand? So Americans who are willing to come to South Africa and who are brave enough to cut the ties or try and expand their relationship with Africa, I welcome them in my country.
Right.
And I want to say it's not, don't look at the negative. You don't take it too far. Be positive as a human being.
Yeah.
Things happen to everybody. They happen whether you're a good person or a bad person. And even if they do happen, move on.
Yeah.
It's just part of life.
Right.
It's not dangerous as like it's fighting, it's war everywhere. No, it's not like that. It's just there's people who take things, you know, out of there and do uncomfortable things. Take opportunity instead of embracing someone from outside. They want to see you as a target. They do that even to me sometimes. Because when they look at me, they think she might have money, and then they attempt, you know. So it's not like it's dangerous for people who are from outside. Even for me, it can be dangerous. But at the end of the day, we need to just be comfortable. And I encourage my brothers and sisters to come.
Absolutely.
Take a chance. Just visit for a while.
Yeah.
See where you see fit, where you feel like you're comfortable, and you know, put yourself down and just take a chance. One thing I can tell you, because there's more Black people than white people in South Africa.
Yes.
You'll feel at home.
You'll feel
blend
at home,
in.
yes.
You'll blend in. And like I was saying to you, don't ever look at yourself as a tourist. You're not a tourist. You're home. You're African. You're home.
Yeah.
You cannot be a tourist.
love
Let
that.
the West be tourists in South Africa, not you.
Yes.
Yeah. Just be part of us and enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. It's
Yeah.
peace. That's love.
So that's what I would say.
Yeah.
And I've been embraced quite well in America by both Black and white Americans.
That's what I was going to ask you. What's your experience? Because that you'll hear that too. That we hate Africans in America. Your experience coming from South Africa to America, how was that?
I just feel like most of the time the people who feel like we are a threat or Africans are a threat, it's because some Africans who are in America, most of them are educated and they might maybe take some of the jobs, and then you feel like Americans might feel that threat, like we do here in South Africa when Zimbabweans or other people from outside South Africa come here and they take the jobs, we start feeling like that. But it's not necessarily like that. At the end of the day, we are one. I mean, I've come across Americans who don't like Africans, but when I looked at it, I thought it was more about being ignorant, not knowing, you know. Once they get to know me as someone who's not from,
It's
you know,